Hello everyone, I hope 2021 is going great for you so far, and I wish you nothing but health and success and just well-being and positivity in 2021. So today's video is going to be my hair trend predictions and things I like to see for 2021 with men's hair. So these are all haircuts that I've actually done on mannequins. I'm going to be showing you today, and I have quite a lot I'm going to be showcasing. So what I'm going to be doing is just doing one look after the next. So I'm going to keep it focused in on the mannequin heads. You can see what it is, and I'll break down each one. So let's get started. There's no escaping this, and I had to start with this as the first one just to get it out of the way, but it's the TikToker haircut, or what I call the dead animal or mop top haircut. And it's become a trend, and there's no escaping it. It's here to stay, and it's basically just long hair on top, heavily layered, and a lot of flips and movement into it. So, I mean, it's a trend. It's not going anywhere. It's carried right over into 2021. And, you know, there's going to be different variations of it, I think. But it's a haircut that I've done many videos on. Like I mentioned, I did do a haircut video or tutorial of this particular look. But really what it comes down to is making sure that the hair is long enough. So this is pretty long. This is about probably 7-8 inches or so, and then it's got layers to it, all right, which allows the hair to have that kind of movement and that flip. Now this is a longer version. This is definitely something that's a bit, you know, I would say out of the ordinary, but a lot of guys are having their hair like this. So my TikToker hairstyle kit is probably my #1 selling thing right now, which includes all the products you need to get this type of look, aside from having the right haircut. So we're going to change things up a bit. We're going to go quite a bit shorter. And this is what I like to call like the Fauxhawk. This is a classic textured Fauxhawk look, which a wax paste would be really great for, or a powder or a clay or something. And what this is basically, it's just a #1 faded up into the top, being about 2 inches long. And it's a really awesome haircut that I think can be worn for any different, you know, occasion. And the unique thing about this type of haircut is that there's a lot of texture and movement, and it really is a throwback. I mean, this was big many years ago, back in probably like the 90s or so, but it's got such a great look to it and such great texture that I think nowadays, because of people maybe not getting haircuts as often, or, you know, not having the ability or opportunities to go to their stylist, the hair is a little more disheveled looking, it's a bit more grown out. So a kind of textured Fauxhawk like this allows you to kind of mess it up, but also with the way things are right now, I think it's somewhat more acceptable with having a messier type of look with a lot more texture. So this is as classic as a men's haircut as you can get. And, you know, once again, because a lot of people are maybe growing their hair out longer due to quarantine or whatever the situation may be, people are starting to realize, like, wow, my hair actually looks pretty good longer, and I'm able to wear it and have a nice flow to it. So the key to this type of haircut is, to me, you know, it's a traditional men's haircut where, you know, it's kind of like on a side part, right, or a natural type parting, and it's got layers and a nice flow. So the biggest thing to this is when you're trying to communicate this to your stylist or your barber, just tell them that you want the hair to be about probably 4 to 5 inches the most on the top, and you want to be able to just run your fingers through it and let it kind of flow and layer it into the sides and through here, right? As long as you mention that you want a flow, that when you rake your fingers through it, you can see the layers. Just make sure that whoever's doing this knows how to properly lay your hair. This goes for men and women. You don't want to get your hair butchered, meaning you don't want to have such short, choppy layers, or you go to a guy and you want a very nice haircut like this, and he takes out clippers and starts hacking away at the top of your head. You have to be very careful, because it's a really nice haircut and it could be worn in a variety of different ways. You can slick it all back, which is, you know, a great look if you want something a bit more formal. You know, what kind of products do you need for this? Honestly, this is something where you put in maybe a little bit of 25 spray, and then you blow dry it and just let the hair do its own thing. I mean, this is more about the haircut than the product. This is from my most recent Miguel haircut from Cobra Kai. And, you know, this is something, once again, very traditional. It's nothing where it's super short on the sides. You know, it's probably like, I think I used the #7 guard into here, so you do have a little bit of length. and it just works up very nicely into the top of the head. And the one thing I love about this is that, yes, it may look like it's a little bit longer than usual, especially for a haircut like this, but the fact is that it's got so much texture, and it allows you to, you know, have the haircut have a much better balance to it. So, you know, it just has a nice flow. It's very, has a lot of variety as far as how you can style it. You can spike it up really high if you want. You can kind of put it down a bit more and go for a more traditional type of side part. You can do a lot with this haircut, and I really think this is going to be an awesome trend for 2021 for men. So this is the anime haircut, and this is the Captain Levy haircut that I did, and you can see this on my YouTube channel. But you know, it's something that is unique because underneath it's kind of like an undercut, right? So it's kind of K-pop-ish, but there's a lot of texture, a lot of soft movement throughout here. I did cut a lot of this with the razor and thinning shears to make sure that the hair is very kind of thin and more wispy towards the ends. And this is a look that I think is going to be very awesome. If you do have kind of that K-pop hairstyle now, this is a great way to change it up. So it's just adding a lot more softness in through here and not going so short on the bottom and through here. So it looks like it's blended in together, but it's actually really disconnected. And I think this is going to be an awesome trend for 2021. Now this is an awesome haircut, and the reason I'm saying that is because it's taking your natural wave, your natural texture, and just having fun with it, letting it be a little more free-flowing. There's a lot of layers going on through here. It's kind of like that TikToker haircut where it's got like that messy textured look and some layering, but this is really awesome for somebody who's got wavy hair or a little bit more on the curly side. It's just embracing that shape and not trying to hide it. And the best way for something like this to achieve this is, I'd say probably like my Tidal Wave sea salt spray it in when it's wet, and then use a diffuser on the blow dryer, which is like that round, larger nozzle, and that allows to diffuse the heat, and it doesn't force all that air onto the hair. So on curly or wavy hair, it just makes it very frizzy. The diffuser prevents that, and I suggest just using that and getting a couple of scrunches and letting the air kind of more naturally dry it in a much softer way so that it's creating a nicer shape rather than a whole bunch of frizz on the hair. And then if you want, you can spray a little more Tidal Wave just to kind of lock it in and really just let it air dry, you know? But I think this is gonna be a great trend for guys for 2021 with wavy or almost lightly curly hair. Is this a man bun or a ponytail on a guy? Well, yes, it kind of is. And once again, just because it's a great excuse for someone to grow their hair out, you know, if you are one of those people who has been in quarantine for a long time, you haven't had a haircut for like 5-6 months, you know, this is the best time now to grow your hair out and to embrace it and just let it flow and let it do its own thing, right? So it's just ease of, there's no maintenance to this, to be honest with you. But the best thing I will suggest doing is, if you are going to grow your hair out, depending on the type of look you want, right? If you want a lot of layers to it, if you want to have a lot of fullness, then, you know, it's definitely something to have a bit more upkeep. But if you're just looking to literally comb it back with your fingers, rake it back, put it into a ponytail, and just set it and forget it, then something like this is the way to go. And really, there's no, I get a lot of questions, how long should it be? How long should it be? Have your hair as long as you want it to be. You know, like if you want your hair to be down to here, then grow down to there. Just keep growing it until it gets to that point. But if you are in the mood to grow your hair out and go through that phase, just let it grow. That's all you can really do until it gets to the length that you want. And then simply just use whether a rubber band or a ponytail holder, then you'll be good to go. All right, we have one more after this, and this is pretty extreme. This is what I'm calling like the gamer haircut, you know, like Jacksepticeye and stuff like that, people who are a little bit more bold with their hair. So yes, it's a pretty severe disconnection right in through here, but this whole side is a little bit blended, but it's also disconnected right in through here. So it's a pretty extreme haircut. You can see with this harsh kind of disconnect and line right in through here, but it's not a bad thing. It's part of the haircut. And again, the obvious focal point of this is the blue color. So in order to achieve this type of look, you know, people think it's a 1, 2, 3 job, when in fact it requires bleaching, your hair, which could cause damage, and you could really mess your hair up if you don't know what you're doing. And then using some sort of color, a vibrant color to lay over this, and that's how you're gonna get that bluish type of color or that vibrant color, whatever you're looking for. But there are some layers into this haircut here, and obviously it goes shorter into longer, so it sweeps down. This is actually a fairly easy haircut to maintain because a lot of it is what you're doing is you're just sweeping the hair over like this, and because of how it's cut, it just falls right into place. And because we remove some of the weight in through here, the hair just will go over, and as you can see, it stays. If this was really heavy and bulky in through here, it would just kind of push it down this way. So because we removed a lot of that weight, that's what is allowing the hair to stay over. So again, a very natural look, something a bit more on the sleek side, and that's where my product Sleek comes in. If you're looking to have a more smooth, silky look, then that's definitely the way to go. Last but certainly not least, this is what I'm calling like the mushroom cut, or this is like the mushroom curtains type of haircut, where everyone still really is obsessed with this type of haircut, where it just flows down. I think of like the Leonardo DiCaprio type of hair, or just a lot of actors have had their hair like this in the past. But really what it comes down to is finding out how long you want this, and then creating a point in the back to where you want the layers and you want the shape to start, because you have to have this balanced, right, with the head shape. You can't have this really full down in through here and really short up in through here. This is what I like to call more of a triangular type of haircut, where it really works well for people with round faces, because what's happening is a triangular shape is going from shorter to longer. So the longer movement in through here is actually narrowing the face, right? So as you can see, it's slimming the face down because it's much longer in through here. So you're really hiding and covering up that roundness right in through probably the cheek area or so, right? So this is definitely a great way for somebody who, when I get a lot of questions all the time, oh, I have a round face, what type of haircut should I do? It really depends on you. If you do want to have your hair a bit longer like this, it's definitely the way to go. You just got to make sure that you have it balanced and that it properly fits your head shape. How about a nice round of applause for all these great models today, huh? But these are the trends for 2021 that I'm looking forward to seeing, and let me know what you think. Again, I've done haircut videos on all these mannequins already. You just got to browse my channel. I really have no idea, or can't direct you to where they are, because I have over 1,500 videos on my channel. But I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know which is your favorite one, or are you planning on getting this? Did you enjoy this and learn anything from it? So let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time for more videos with The Salon Guy.